My dear pupils back at home, welcome for our social studies lesson today, whereby we are going to learn about major political events in Kenya since 1960. But before I do that, let me remind you on what you are supposed to do in order to assist in curbing the spread of this deadly virus that is corona. That kindly remain at home. That if you are forced by circumstances to leave your home, then always put on your mask. Avoid shaking people's hands. Avoid hugging people, maintain social distance, wash your hands regularly using soap and water. If you have the sanitizers, the better. Avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth using your hands, because you are told that this virus settles on different surfaces. And by touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth, you are likely to infect yourself. You are likely to infect yourself with this deadly virus. Above all, let us continue praying to our God, because I believe our God is faithful and is going to see us through in this. Having said that, let me now go direct to the topic of the day, whereby we are going to discuss about major political events in Kenya since 1960. In 1960, a state of emergency was lifted by Sir Patrick Reinson. In the same year, that is 1960, KANU was formed. In June 1960, KADU was formed. The very year, that is 1960, the first Lancaster House Conference was held. In 1961, first multi-party elections before independence were held. The same year, 1961, that is May 1961, Jomo Kenyatta was released from prison. In 1962, the second Lancaster House Conference was held. In 1963, we had the third Lancaster House Conference was held. The same year, 1963, we had the second multi-party election before independence was held. In 1st June 1963, Kenya attained self-internal government. On 12th December 1963, Kenya attained full independence. In 1964, Majimbo was replaced with the provinces. On 12th December 1964, Kenya became a republic. In 1964, we also had what you call the Shifter War broke out. In 1964, also, Harambee philosophy was established by the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta with the late Tom Mboya. In 1964, APP, African People's Party, and KADU, that is Kenya African Democratic Union, merged with the KANU to form a one-party state de facto. In 1965, Pio Dagama Pinto, a political activist, was assassinated. In 1965, African socialism philosophy was established. And African socialism is also known as Sessional Paper number 10 of 1965. And it was founded by the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. In 1966, that is March 1966, disgruntled members of KANU held Alimuru Conference. In 1966, Oginga Odinga, the first vice president of Kenya, resigned from the government. In the very year 1966, Oginga Odinga formed the Kenya People's Union. So this was now the first political party after APP and KADU merged with the KANU to form one party. Then after, when Odinga resigned, that is Jaramogi Oginga Odinga resigned from the government, he formed this political party called Kenya People's Union. In 1967, formation of East African Community. In In 1967, formation of East African Community. In 1968, CMG or Gwyn's Kodek was assassinated mysteriously. In 1968, Jomo Kenyatta released a self-authored book called Suffering Without Bitterness. In 1969, Jomo Kenyatta was pelted with stones in Kisumu. In 1969, Odinga was arrested and detained. In 1969, Tom Joseph Mboya was assassinated in Nairobi. In 1970, Ronald Ngala was killed in a road accident mysteriously. In 1974, introduction of free primary education. The same year of 1974, voting age was changed from 21 years to 18 years. In 1974, Kiswahili was made official language in Parliament. At Ngong Forest, in 1975, Josiah M. Kariuki, MP for Nyandarua North, was found murdered at Ngong Forest. Others who died under unclear circumstances, we had people like Bruce Mackenzie, Kungu Karumba. We had people like John Washika. We had George Morara. We had people like Ambrose Ofafa. We had Ojamong. These are people who died mysteriously or under unclear circumstances. In 1976, Change the Constitution campaign was held to deny Vice President automatic rise to the presidency after the death of the President, Jomo Kenyatta. It was led by Kihika, Kimani, Njenga, Karume, Njoroge, Mungai, and others. In 1977, there was the collapse of East African Community. In 1977, there was the collapse of the East African Community. On 22nd August 1978, Jomo Kenyatta died in Mombasa at the age of 85 years. In the very year 1978, the late Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi became the second president of Kenya. In 1979, Moi bans all ethnic organizations. For example, Gema, Abaluya Football Club, Luo Union Football Club, and others were banned, that is in 1979. In 1982, Section 2A of the Constitution was introduced in the Constitution, making Kenya a one-party state de jure. In 1982, we also had an attempted coup d'etat on Moi's government, led by senior private Ezekiel Ochuka of Kenya Air Force. In 1882, Mwakenya and the December 12 movement were formed. In 1982, James Gichuru died. In 1984, the Wagala massacre, which led to many deaths, happened. That is in 1984. In 1987, the number of constituencies were added to 188. In 1988, a general election was held using queuing system, popularly known as Mlolongo system, for the first and last time. In 1990, Dr. Robert Ouko was found murdered at Got Alila Forest in Kisumu. In 1991, Section 2A of the Constitution was repealed, or it was amended. The same as saying it was changed. making Kenya now a multi-party state. We talk about multi-party state, this is a country with many political parties. So this one happened in 1991. Section 2A was amended. In 1992, first multi-party election after independence was conducted or was held, and KANU won. In 1992, number of constituencies was increased to 210. In 1994, Oginga Ajuma Odinga died in 1994 at the age of 84 years. In 1997, formation of inter-party parliamentary group, popularly known as IPPG, was formed, and it came up with the following recommendations. That one, that each party should be given equal radio and television coverage during campaigns. Two, that the president should serve for a maximum of 2 5-year terms. Another recommendation was that the sitting government can appoint an MP as a minister after agreement with his political party. In 1997, second multi-party elections were conducted and KANU won. In 1998, a terrorist attack on the American embassy it happened here in Kenya, and over 200 people lost their life. That is to say, they died. In 2001, a Constitution of Kenya Review Commission was formed. Constitution of Kenya Review Commission was formed in 2001. That is March 2002, NDP merged with the KANU. In October 2002, some government ministers resigned to form a Rainbow Alliance. They later joined National Rainbow Alliance Coalition, popularly known as NAC. In December 2002, third multi-party election was held, and NAC won. That is to say that KANU was dislodged from power. In 2003, that is January 2003, Emilio Stanley Mwai Kibaki became the third president of Kenya. In 2003, formation of Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission happened. It was formed in 2003. In 2003 also, there was the formation of Golden Back Commission Inquiry. On 23rd August 2003, the Vice President Michael Kijana Wamalwa died. In 2005, that is 21st November 2005, we had a first constitutional referendum was held, but the bill did not go through, which means the constitution, the proposed constitution did not go through. In 2007, that is we had the fourth multi-party election. 2007, we had a fourth multi-party election. Now, this is what led to what you call the post-election violence of 2007. In 2007, we had the postal violence election in different parts of the country, and about 1,500 people died. In 2008, that is February 28, 2008, a grand coalition government was formed and the position of Prime Minister was created. This is when now Raila Amolo Odinga became the second Prime Minister of Kenya. Remember, the first Prime Minister of Kenya was the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. That is, when Kenya got independence, the head of state by that time, that's 1963, was the Prime Minister. It only the title changed from Prime Minister to the President when Kenya became a republic in 1964. In 2010, the 4th August 2010, a second constitutional referendum was held, and this bill went through. And this is the time that ushered in the new constitution that we are having today. On 27th August 2010, we had the promulgation of the constitution. When you talk about promulgation of the constitution, we refer to the process where a new constitution is publicly acclamated in a public place. And this one was held at Uhuru Park. That is on 27th August 2010. In 2011, that is 25th September 2011, Wangari Mta Maathai died at the age of 71 years. In 2013, that is 4th March 2013, a general election was held, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta became the 4th President of Kenya. My dear pupils, we have reached at the end of our lesson today, whereby we have discussed about major events that have ever taken place in Kenya since 1960. I want to wish you well. Please continue working hard. You can replay this video as many times as you can in order to acquaint yourself with facts about what happened in Kenya since 1960. You can also subscribe to our YouTube account, Peter Namasaka, to get notifications of these lessons. Each time we conduct a lesson, you will get a notification to this fact. Otherwise, I want to wish you all the best. Continue working hard and play safe at home. Goodbye.